reason why we couldn't have something that comes off our lawyers first. I don't want to know there's some strange laws out there. Before I do anything, I'm going to talk to my lawyer, see if we can post it before it's approved. I know the minutes can't be posted until they're approved, because they're not approved minutes. I don't know the law. I'm not going to pretend to be a lawyer. So, but I will look into it. I think that is a very good, legitimate question about the 21st century.
If anything that certainly affects taxpayers is budget by which we operate. Okay?
Right.
I mean, that comes out of our pockets, all right?
I agree with you.
And I just feel strongly that people should have an opportunity to examine the budget on the basis of their government.
This budget is, like I said, it's nothing we're hiding. Then I have no problem with being honest with you, putting it online, if it's legal.
If it's legal.
I do have to, I would have to ask some clerk.
All right. Just in general, as a general principle, all key public documents like that ought to be posted and made available to the public, so they don't have to go through the effort of coming to the clerk's office, and that certainly cut down on the clerk's time having to fill out the paperwork and do all that's necessary for that. So there's efficiency gains on your end as far as the government is concerned, and on the public's end as far as access to information is concerned. So, as far as the budget is concerned, that's all I have to say right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State your name.
My name is Sue Beveridge. I live at 17551 West Oak Avenue, Lockport. And we noticed that tonight you'll be discussing something with the Bruce Road Bridge issues. We talked about funding. We didn't know what the funding was for. And one thing I wanted to make everyone aware of is we're trying to collect more and more information about what's called environmental justice. Now, when the Caton Farm Bruce Road Stage 1 study was done, they said environmental justice had been done. However, the Federal Highway Administration has many documents that you need to use to do that. And in the process of reviewing the information, and you may ask yourself, what is that lady talking about? How would she know? I made my living working for federal agencies for 30-some years, doing this kind of work. Sometimes I testify, sometimes I provide documental information to someone who would testify. And I have a PhD in cultural ecology, comes out of a social science anthropology background. So I've worked with people, done interviews, and done surveys. This leads me to my next point, a survey people. And many of those individuals are integrated and culturally and socially tied together because of horses. So one answer to kind of explore what do horses have to do with any of this. If you look at the horse industry, we have about 1,000 horses right in this immediate area. The Illinois Horse Council did a study that says the average horse owner spends about $13,000 a year per horse. So really, the horse industry in this area is growing. It's not decreasing. And it is providing an economic basis that many of the local businesses within Lockport and within Will County certainly benefit from this. So the question that I kind of started to ask, how do we really know there are that many horses? How do we know what are the ethnic groups of the people that ride the horses? Sure, many people are familiar with the chariota. Sometimes there are rodeos, sometimes there are singing groups and artists that come in. Many times they're very talented. They're nationally and internationally known. And some of the riding is on horseback. So to get a handle on it, since I've done this for agencies, we actually started to do a survey, what we call the Caton Farm Oak Bruce Road Corridor. And in that, we found at this point, this is a very short survey, there's a team of us, 45 barns, 500 and some horses. The Latino families constitute about 60% or more. Because of that, you have to follow the federal orders tied to federal dollars.
Can I interrupt you there
Sure.
for 1 second? This hearing, this public hearing is about our 2016-2017 budget.
Right.
What we want to talk about is the
I
budget.
understand, but that kind of like,
Yeah, okay, can you?
right, that's summarizing.
I'll let you
You need
speak
to
for a
think
couple more
about
minutes.
this.
And then I'm gonna,
Okay, you need to think about it, and if you're thinking about dollars and allocations, you need to capture this kind of information through your budgeting process. And that's why I was gonna stand up here and say, wait a minute, guys, you have to really do this study, or the whole project goes down the tubes. And all you have to do is go to court, and you're gonna lose. Thank you.
thank you. All right, anybody else would like to speak on the 2016-2017 budget? 9 minutes. Anybody else want to speak on the 2016-2017 budget? Hearing none, I would make a motion, or I would entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
A second.
Dean, who motioned?
I did.
You make first? You make
Oh, I'll make the first.
Yes. You got a motion by Barb?
Second.
Second by John? Thank you very much. This public hearing is closed. Thank you very much for your patience. We will be starting our regular meeting here at 7 o'clock. Into the Lockport Township monthly meeting of April 11th. I'd like to start tonight out with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to thank you that we're out here tonight on this lovely evening. Hope everybody stayed warm over the weekend. I'll start on tonight's meeting with the roll call officers, please.
Trustee Lewandowski.
Here.
Trustee Badisich.
Here.
Assessor Mason.
Here.
Collector McCullough. Here. Supervisor Alberico.
Here.
Commissioner Shalinski.
Here.
Trustee Boyce.
Here.
Trustee Kelly.
Here.
We have Attorney Mueller present this evening. Deputy Clerk Michelle Rutter. And our audience.
And the cast of thousands. All right, thank you, everybody. Everybody should have received in their packet the minutes of the March 14th regular meeting. Need a motion to pass the minutes last month.
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes.
I got a motion by Barb.
I'll second it.
And a second by Michael Lewandowski. Are there any questions of tonight's minutes? The regular meeting. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. You have bills of the Highway Department tonight in front of you of $78,840.88. We need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Michael Lewandowski.
Second.
Second by John Badisich. Any questions on tonight's bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
All right, moving on, we'll go on to the Highway Commissioner's report. John?
Thank you, sir. Well, spring is officially here, I think, as of today. I think I've seen more baseball games in the snow than football games in my life in the last couple of weeks. We got all the plow stuff off the trucks. Got a little nervous when you hear that call for snow, but with the ground being warm enough, nothing was sticking, so we scraped by there. This week we start our branch pickup. So we're getting that all ready to go. Truck's ready to roll on Thursday and Friday. I will say those folks, we started our paving project that we bid out last fall started. They should be starting their paving on Wednesday. So if you live on Northern, East-West Circle, Oak, Maryknoll, Table, and the part of Hamilton that we have, if they're paving while we're supposed to be down with the shipping truck, we didn't forget about you. We don't want to get in their way. So worst case scenario is if we don't pick up the branches on Thursday for you folks, is your regular day. We'll either grab them on Friday, but definitely Monday. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. Other than that, things are rolling right along. I do want to congratulate Haley Agello. We have a Olympian female wrestler. She qualified last night, so that's exciting. I was fortunate enough to help with the age group wrestling program when she was in it. I'm not taking any credit because when she was 10 years old, she knew more about wrestling than I did. But it was fun to watch her on TV last night, so congratulations to Haley. Other than that, we're just moving around with the spring coming. The crews are anxious to get outdoors and start working outside instead of inside. So.
All right, any citizens here wishing to address the highway commissioner tonight?
Ron, I have a question.
Okay.
John, on that project, is Market Street coming off of Illinois 7 part of that project, or is that even ours?
That's the city's. We do have just the part of Market, and we're doing our share of Market.
Okay.
I get calls quite frequently that's of the section that's not ours.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the line was.
Yeah, so that we attacked all those. Maryknoll was in really bad shape. Actually, the roads we're doing this year are really in bad shape. But because we bid that out in the fall, and that's money that we had from last year, we plan on continuing to do a little bit more paving, hopefully at the end of the summer. So we've got quite a bit of streets we're trying to get done here.
All right. Anybody else, any questions for the board? Hearing none, I have no other business in Road and Bridge. I would ask for a motion to close the Road and Bridge meeting.
So moved.
I got a motion by John
I'll
Badison,
second it.
second by Barbara. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Now we'll move into our general assistance meeting. Again, in your minutes, in your packet, you should have had the minutes of that regular March 14th meeting. I need a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce,
Second.
second by John Badisich. Any questions of the minutes for the general assistance fund? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We have the bills of $7,774.51. Need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Dean Morelli,
Second.
second by John Vasich. Any questions of tonight's bills?
Ron, I do have one question. I see on the quarterly survey, financial aid quarterly survey,
Okay.
reference the applications taken, filled out, and returned and such. And, for that 3-month period, it appears that whoever put in didn't qualify. Because there was 0 applications approved, right?
I'm sorry,
On that,
the 8 applications are taken out.
right. So when you get to the bottom, for numbers that were approved,
Okay.
so nobody
No, it was
qualified.
approved.
Right.
No, there's 2 in process of being
Right.
approved.
So on the bills, when we did hand out assistance, that's for people who had qualified in the past and are still
Right.
getting
Yeah.
assistance.
There are people that are qualified, these are new qualification, people new coming in.
Prior than the 3 months, right?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. So is there a point where they have to renew their application?
They renew it, I asked the lady that takes care of that, and I forget what she told me. I know there's a line, I think it's every other month or every 3 months they have to re-qualify. I will ask her again, I will have to write it down this time. 'Cause I know that question had come up before.
Right.
I thought you were in the office, she may have told you, but I guess not. No, they do re-qualify.
Okay.
These are new qualifications. But, okay, any other questions for the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Alvarito.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Morella.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Now, on the new business, we kind of went through it already with the financial aid quarterly report. I've been trying to give it to you every 3 months. Last month, or last quarter, I'm sorry, 8 applications were taken out. Of those 8, 3 were not returned. 5 were returned. One of them we're waiting for more information on. 2 failed to provide the information we need. And 2 are being processed as we speak. So we kind of, it's downtime. We don't have as many applicants right now, which is a good thing. People aren't coming in asking for aid at this time. I have no other business under the general assistance unless anybody has any other questions. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce,
Second.
second by John Badisich. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's it. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a little bit of business in our senior agenda tonight. Let's get to the minutes first in your packet. You have the minutes of the regular March 14th meeting last month. We need a motion to pass the minutes.
So moved.
We have a motion by John Badisich,
Second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you very much. You have the bills of $131,748.58. Need a motion to pay the bills.
51 cents?
That's not the revised one, right?
Did I say something wrong?
I have 58 cents.
What did I say, 51?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, 58, it says 58.
Yeah, revised one. You got a revised one.
We're off by 7 cents.
No, I have 131, 780, 748, 58. I just said it wrong, I'll just...
Let me see.
Okay, no, listeners, we've got 2 here.
We have 2
There's an
different.
unrevised and a revised.
Yeah, we're on the revised one is 13,788.51.
That's what I have.
That's what I have.
I don't, I have
Secretary failed to give me that.
13,788.51.
Okay.
That's not the total though, is it? There's 2 pages.
Oh, you know what? I don't know why she had that. On the bottom of my page, where the bills are actually paid, I don't know why she printed 131,000. It's 13,788.51. She puts this out to make it easier so I don't have to look at this sheet during the meeting. I
Right,
have to correct her on that.
it's okay.
So, the total bills, I'm sorry, I apologize. The total bills for this month is $13,788.51.
I'll make that motion. Approve bills.
All right.
I'll second it.
John Badisich, second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions?
Ron, I got this question about, there's 2 charges for rentals. Obviously, it's got something to do with our buses.
Right.
I was just wondering, I know we were having some issues with them. I just wondered how things are going. I know there was a question as far as warranty and stuff like that. Did we ever find anything out?
We have 2 buses. Both buses were down for about 3 weeks. Most of it was done under warranty work. There was a little bit done, the towing to get it off the road. This is, some of that, along with Reynolds did some work. I would have to look at the bills personally to find out what it was, but I'm sure, you know, it was taking care of the buses, to get them off the road, and to get the non-warranted projects done.
When,
When a bus breaks down, we're kind of under the gun to get it off the road pretty quickly.
Sure.
Whatever we have to call.
right, and that's what, I know we use Rendell's, obviously, when,
Right.
Dan Shuttle was,
Right.
you know, operating, and I guess we're still using them.
As little as possible, we do, because that's what we fall back to. We know they're,
Mm.
you know, we worked with the warranty, and the warranty people took 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 weeks, took their time and didn't care because it was all warranty. But this, in our buses, we're borrowing this, actually one of our bus drivers uses his personal car to bring people around. So I think Reynolds gets the job done a little faster because they're getting money.
Sure. Was it, purchased through, that Midwest Transit? Is that who these buses were?
Yeah, we bought the buses for the Midwest Transit.
Okay. So they're the ones that issued the warranty at that time, right?
Well, they forwarded it to be the warranty. That was you know, the Chevy warranty that's still on the Chevy dealership. And they're up to 100,000 miles. And these buses, I couldn't tell you the mileage, but we bought them, they're like in the 40s, if I remember right. We do put a lot of miles on them each day. They're still under 100,000 miles. Any other questions on the bills? Can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Podisich.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Next on the agenda, under new business, we're here tonight, we have a representative from the Northern Illinois Food Bank here, Gina Ramoroso, right?
Yes, very good.
She came to talk to us tonight. I'd like to welcome you. Please come up to the podium.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you coming.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having us on your agenda. I'm here tonight to talk to you about an exciting project that the food bank is undertaking. We have plans to open a new South Suburban Center here in the Will County area. And before I get into the specifics on that program, I'd like to just give you some general information about the food bank. So I have a PowerPoint here that will get started.
We have it up here.
Yes, it should be on your screens, and I think the audience can see it up here.
Turn this thing on.
Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. There we go. So the food bank, a lot of people get food banks and food pantries a little bit confused, so I thought I'd just tell you our structure. We are part of the Feeding America network, and Feeding America has 200 food banks across the country. Northern Illinois Food Bank serves 13 counties in the Northern Illinois area, everything but Cook County. So we go all the way up to Wisconsin, and past Rockford, down in Grundy County, and down to Kankakee County. We have 800 feeding programs that we work with, community food pantries, feeding programs, and soup kitchens. And this is the whole area. It's a very diverse area, as you can see with the 13 counties. But within our area, we know that 1 in 7 people is food insecure. And what does food insecure mean? That means that they're not really sure where their next meal is coming from. We serve 71,500 people on a weekly basis through our 800 feeding programs. And on average, people come to visit one of our feeding programs only 8 times a year. So these are not families or individuals that are coming every week. They're coming when they need the help. So Ellen is a great example of the kind of client that we serve. She's a single mother raising 2 daughters, one who has some very serious health issues. And Ellen came to one of our programs, and we were able to work with her and talk with her, and she's a real success story. She finished her undergraduate degree. She now has a master's degree, working full-time, and we have stayed in touch with her. In fact, she came to an event that we had recently. But 78% of the people that we serve have high school diplomas. and 30% of them have gone on beyond high school. 77% of the households that we serve have somebody in their family or in their household has worked within the last year, and 66% of these families fall at or below the federal poverty level. Fred is another example. All of these pictures that we're using are our clients or volunteers, and Fred is one of our clients that comes to a soup kitchen once a week. He's just a great gentleman, and he represents, you know, the 9% of our vulnerable population of seniors that we serve every week. 62% of this population have to choose between purchasing food or purchasing medicine. Another vulnerable population that we work with are children, and we know that 1 in 5 children in our 13-county area is food insecure. Now, what are some of the trade-offs that our families have to choose between? 77% choose between paying for food or utilities, 69% food or transportation, 62% food or housing, and also that goes along with medical as well, and then 37% have to choose between food and education. So we have a strategic plan that we launched 2 years ago, and our plan is to solve hunger in Northern Illinois. I know that sounds like a big goal, but we feel very confident that we're going to reach that. We know, based on a hunger study that Feeding America did, and based on the information that we have at the food bank, that if we could serve 75 million meals annually, we would give every person every meal they need every day. So that's the goal that we're working toward. This past fiscal year, we served 57 million meals. And we are trending right now to be right at 60 million this fiscal year. So we're working our way toward that. In order to do this, we're building community collaborations like this, reaching out to people, educating people, also working with a lot of social service agencies to help people, because we know that food is really the start of a whole series of problems that a family might encounter. But they need to feed their kids, so they're going to reach out to a feeding program to get food. And then we also, as I said, are working to help educate people about the hunger issue. So this is kind of I already told you that we are trending to hit 60 million this year and be at 75 million by the year 2020. Where does our food come from? I think this is one of the best parts of what we do. We are very blessed at the food bank to have so many great manufacturers and retailers that donate food to us. 82% of the food that we distribute is donated. 10% we have to purchase, and then 8% comes from the government, and that's primarily for our after-school feeding programs. So, what does all of this mean for you and for a South Suburban Center? Our South Suburban Center would serve Will, Kankakee, Kendall, and Brentwood counties. And last year we distributed 11.5 million meals in this area. But we know, based on the information that we have from the hunger study, that we're still missing 6.2 million meals. So a South Suburban Center would help us in a couple of ways. Number one, our feeding programs down in this area would have easier and more efficient access to food. Things that are perishable, like deli meats, produce, breads, things like that they can get quicker and get out to their clients quicker. We also know that we can provide more services to our feeding programs, educational opportunities, seminars, that kind of thing. And then it's also, the part we're really excited about is we will be able to engage the community in a more meaningful way in terms of getting them in to volunteer at the food bank. We have 23,000 volunteers that come through the food bank last year. And so we know that if we have a center down in this area, we'll be able to do that too. So specifically in your area, we have 6 pantries in your township area, if we looked at the boundaries correctly. We have 25 feeding programs that are within 5 miles of Lockport. This area is just, you know, I was looking at the map and it's really amazing how many different feeding programs we have down here. We have 107 feeding programs in Will County alone. And 3 of our child nutrition and or backpack schools are within your boundaries. Our projected budget for this project is $731,000. We are in the process of sort of looking for space, but at the same time fundraising for that. We probably won't be looking for a specific location until probably late this year or early next year. We have a quote here from a client. Again, we do stay in touch with many of our clients that we work with, and Deborah's just a great example of someone that we've been able to help. And we also are getting endorsements from local community representatives. Mike Trench from the Community Foundation of Will County has been partnering with us. You know, we're keeping him abreast of all this development with the project. And then we recently met with Senator Pat McGuire, and he also endorsed this project. So how can people in the area get involved? How can you as a township get involved? Well, we have 3 key ways. Number one is if you are inclined, you can make a donation to the project. We also will be looking for volunteers and looking for people that can just help us spread the word. It's interesting, as we meet with groups or individuals, they oftentimes say, oh, I heard about this from the Will County Foundation or from the Lockport Township. So we really appreciate you helping us spread the word. So in terms of donating, for every $1 we receive, the food bank can leverage that into $8 worth of food. 97% of every dollar, or 97 cents of every dollar goes directly to feeding programs. We're accredited, an accredited charity by the Better Business Bureau, and since 2003, we've had a 4-star Charity Navigator rating. And only 1% of nonprofits throughout the country get that rating. We're very proud of that. In terms of volunteering, we have groups or individuals that come in. They help us pack or repack food. There's also office opportunities for volunteering. And as we said, we had 23,000 different individuals that came through to volunteer last year for 135,000 hours. And they handled over 16 million pounds of food in that process. We simply couldn't function without our volunteers. And ways to get involved are through hosting a food fund drive, having a food bank discussion, or helping us get in front of other groups like this, and also special events. And speaking of special events, I wanted to just do a quick commercial. We have our Foodie 5K coming up in Joliet in June. It's Saturday, June 11th at the Chicagoland Speedway. We're the only 5K that they have allowed on the track, and it's quite a great venue to be down there and see it. So thank you so much for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, if you have any questions about the project or the food bank in general.
Thank you for coming.
I was that thorough.
Does anybody have any questions?
I do have a question.
Sure.
When you're distributing your food now, you're distributing from your distribution center that is...
That's a good point. I didn't mention where our main office is in Geneva.
Okay.
We have a west suburban, but we call that our west suburban center. Our northwest suburban center is out in Rockford, and then we have one up in Lake County. So this would be our third, if you will, satellite center. And at the other 2 centers and this new center, we have volunteer opportunities, and it's a place. Our feeding programs get food several ways. We deliver it on trucks from Geneva. Stores deliver it directly to feeding sites, or the feeding program can come to us to get it. So it's so much more efficient to drive to, let's say, Joliet or Romeoville or Lockport to pick something up than it is to go all the way to Geneva. So we're very excited. Our programs down here are elated. I mean, think about Kankakee, getting from Kankakee to Geneva. I mean, that can be 2 hours in traffic.
Sure.
And when you look at our map, it just makes sense. So we're very excited about this. Can't wait to get it open.
I'm sorry, when is it opening? You may have said that, and I didn't. 2017,
summer of 2017. And it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. We're fundraising, trying to get some money in hand before we actually start looking at specific sites. But we've met with several municipalities, and their planning team and development team are right on it. They say, oh, we've got a perfect building. We're looking for a site that would be about 20,000 square feet. But it's unique because we also need parking spots, because we hope to get groups of like 50 volunteers in at a time. So not all warehouse-type buildings, you know, have that much parking. But we'll find it.
That's great.
Always good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much for coming.
And bear with me while I get this off.
All right.
Are you guys a 503C?
Yes, yes. And the food bank is 33 years old, just to also let you know, like, how long we've
If
been
you leave
around.
me your name and number, I might have a fundraising opportunity that's for 503Cs, that's easy and,
Okay, great.
yeah.
That would be great. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's all right. I knew this would happen. I should have had my 7th grader come with me.
They know how to do things.
Okay.
I had a problem during this one.
It's still open.
You have a program open that,
This one?
just try shutting it down. It's Windows.
I'll welcome anybody to come up to help if you can.
Your word file. No, just
I just trying to do this.
get her drive.
Flash drive. Well, I have to get the AOK. There we go. Sorry.
Now you got it. There we go.
I talk, I don't do technology. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you again. All right, moving on, in new business. There was some discussion about the bus before, about the number of riders we have per month. I want to start, every month I will give you this sheet, which is the ridership for, this is the month of March. We had a grand total of 574 riders last month. I do have a more detailed, gives you who we picked up, when we picked up, and when we dropped them off. I thought this was too big to put in your packets. If you want me to, I will get these to you, but I thought this might suffice. It's up to you guys. Hearing no comment, I will continue to,
I do have a question. When you say 33 riders, is that the rider that's going and the rider that's coming back?
33 trips.
33 trips.
I guess we have to look at. So take somebody to the store, that's a trip.
Come back as a trip.
Pick
Okay.
them up, an hour or two later, the bus
Sure.
goes somewhere else, comes back, picks up that person, that's another trip.
Thank you.
All right. And we've been averaging, if you go back the last 3 months anyway, we've been averaging anywhere from 500 to 600, sometimes 700 riders per month. So I think the bus service is getting used a lot by our seniors, and I'm very proud. I hear nothing but good things from our seniors from it. That being said, when we were talking about the buses, problems that we've had, we bought those 2 buses last year. We have run into a few issues with them. We were kind of in an emergency situation to buy those buses, if you will recall. But since we've taken them over and we've had a little time to breathe, I've been looking into replacing the buses or what we're going to do in the future. I talked to the people that actually are, one of my secretaries, our person that's in charge of the bus system over there that we brought on, kind of got together with PACE, and there's some very good opportunities over at PACE. On these vans, on these pictures of these vans, they're going to bring one down, I believe, tomorrow to show us. I'm not sure of the time. She's also going to come down, I think, next week. I believe she said the 20th. So I would invite you guys to come down if you want to see it. I'll give you the time. I believe it's in the morning of the 20th. But the bus on the top, the right side, is a wheelchair lift. It's going to bring down and have us look at. It's a wheelchair accessible. As you can see, there's a wheelchair there. on the lift, and it's a 6-passenger van. They also have buses. I want you to do pictures of the buses. But they have the 12-passenger buses like we have now.
It's on the back of.
Oh, yeah. 12-passenger buses.
Right, how long do we have on our warranty on the current buses?
100,000 miles. And like I said, I think we bought it at about 48 or 49,000.
And we're at what right now?
I couldn't tell you, but I know we do a lot of mileage. I'm just guessing off the top of my head, probably about 70s.
So about 30,000 a year. So we're looking at 30,000 miles.
But here's the advantage to this. Through PACE, we could rent these vans $100 a month. And they pay for all maintenance, which is just a
$100
steal.
each, right?
Each, yeah. I don't think anybody can lease a car for that. There are hoops you have to jump through. There are things, there's an application process that we got to go through to be approved by PACE to do this. I know Frankfurt Township, we've talked to, who gave us the ideas on this and thing, and they've been doing it for years now. I think it might be an option that we might want to go to. They also have the buses, and they're $100 a month to rent, but we pay the maintenance. So it's a little bit more expensive for the buses. So I guess I brought this all up to you tonight because I wanted you guys to look through this information, get acquainted with it. When the van comes down, I would like to have you guys look at it. I would like to start, I am starting the application process to see, it's going to be about a 3 or 4 month process to get everything okay. We have to approve a resolution for their state drug and alcohol documentation. There's a lot of hoops we got to go through. I don't think it's going to be very hard to actually do it, but it'll take some time. I just wanted to bring you up to date as to what we're thinking with replacing our buses. I think it'd be a good system to go to. Any questions on it, or that I might be able to answer? Does anybody think they'd want to see these before when they come down?
I think, I don't know what I think. $100 a month, there's got to, let's briefly looking at this. They are telling us what the fee will be. We charge right now $2 a ride, is that correct?
Yeah. No, we make the rules. We make the rules. That's what I'm talking about.
It says PACE has the right to charge change monthly fares when deemed appropriate. Is that just $100 a month, or are they making money off of our residents?
No. We pay them $100 a month to lease their vans. We make the decision as to whether we charge. She did say, and we've been charging $1 or $2 a trip, a ride. And she does suggest that we do that because at some point if it gets more expensive, it's hard to ask people that you've been giving something for free to start charging them. We've always charged, so there's no problem. Basically, we make the rules. We dictate when the buses will be used, the hours, the pay, the per ride. We have to go through their rules as far as insurance and drug policies.
The buses we have now are like 14 passenger.
12 passengers. I think they're 12 passenger wheelchairs and a wheelchair. One wheelchair.
So I'm trying to put this together. So you want to go to this van?
Well, it's an option. We don't have to. We can go 2 buses or 2 vans. It's the same price. It's just the maintenance is different. We take care of the maintenance on buses. They take care of the maintenance on the van.
Right, how do they make their money? If they're charging $100 a month and they're doing all the maintenance,
It's government, it's PACE. They don't do this for the public, they do it for government agencies. They're not in the process of making a profit. They're helping people get around. That's what I understand. They're not in the profit-making business.
they're definitely not a profit-making business.
How about the insurance on it? Is it any different than, did you check insurance
Well, it'd be
rates?
through Torma. You know, we're insured through Torma now.
Right, so you don't think that's going to be any different?
I don't
insurance?
believe it would be, but those are the issues I'm gonna, once I start this process, I'm going to find out.
Yeah, need more information. I just think, when the time comes, we just have to have a workshop.
And I'll have PACE people there to.
That would be helpful, yeah, that would be
No
helpful.
problem with that. I just wanted to tell you, they indicated to me it's going to be about a 3 or 4 month process through the application. I thought we'd get that paperwork started. We can always say no when it comes down to it. We passed all the application, and you guys aren't feeling comfortable about it. You don't say, we don't do it. Don't go out and buy your buses. Okay, that's all. But I think this is a great opportunity. It might be a very good opportunity for us. I just wanted to tell you what I'm thinking we might be heading. I kind of thought what might be a good thing to do is, if we wanted to, sometimes our buses aren't full. A lot of times our buses aren't full for 12 passengers. We can get 2 vans and keep one of our buses as a third backup. So when the situation comes up, we need, the dispatch today does have a heavy load, we can take out our bus. Otherwise, it's more economical to take 3 passengers in a van than it would be in a 12-passenger bus. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. But like I said, it's going to be months. I would like to get the thing started. I'm going to start the application process. When it gets to that time, the bus is going to come down, like I said, towards the end of the month. I will talk to her about her coming in for a workshop. And we can set up a workshop, talk about it, let her explain it, and answer your questions, because I'll be honest with you. There's a lot to be asked, and I don't know all the answers at this point. All right. Now, I lost my agenda. That's the new buses. All right, next on the agenda, I wanted to bring up the Triad Senior Health Expo that's going to be coming up next month in May. It's May 25th. There'll be 100 participants, vendors there. It's going to be at the Edwards Hospital Athletic and Event Center, which is the new athletic center they put up in Romeoville and 55 Phelps Avenue in Romeoville. Cost is free to our seniors. Come out and visit the vendors. They're going to have some informational seminars. ARP will be there, Smart Driving, Homeland Security, Lockport Crime Prevention Unit, Walgreens, Middle Park Library will be there, and the Township will be there also. So that's going to be, May 25th from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, again at the new Athletic Center in Romeoville. Okay. Under old business, I wanted to bring up the fact that I did attend the expo at Joliet Junior College on March 16th. It was a very successful expo over there. They only had, I think they had about 150 boys over there. It was a really good crowd, a nice day. It looked chilly out. We had a good time. I have nothing else in the senior agenda. I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by John Badisich.
I'll second it.
And a second by Michael Lewandowski. All right, thank you. Moving on to our town fund. All right, we have the minutes of the March 14th workshop, the regular meeting, and the workshop of February 23rd that we held for the budget. We need a motion to pass the minutes.
Make a motion.
We have a motion by John, Adamsich, and a second by Dr. Boyce. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes Yeah, thank you very much.
Supervisor, did you include that workshop? I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. Workshop on February 23rd to the budget. You have the bills of $152,242.81. We need a motion to pay the bills.
Make that motion.
We got a motion by John Bodisich,
I'll second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Bodisich. Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Assessor, Deborah, your report, please.
I only have a couple things. The senior freeze forms have been mailed out by the county. They were mailed out April 1st. If you have not received one and you qualify, please call our office. We do have them in our office. We've done about 100 applications in 4 days. So we have been very busy. Also, Mary Ann and I have been doing senior seminars. We've been going into all the senior communities, trying to help people explain how to file an appeal or ask for a review in our office. We've had a lot of tax consultants, lawyers, and that are trying to have people pay for the same thing that people can do for free. So we've been trying to go in and explain our process, what the form is, and we've had quite a great response from everyone.
That's all you have?
That's it.
All right, thank you very much. Denise, clerk's report.
Thank you, Ron. So I have an important notice. As most of you know, we are holding our annual town meeting. All townships in the state of Illinois hold their annual town meeting on the second Tuesday in April. Ours will begin at 6:30 p.m., but the venue has changed because we believe that we are going to have a large crowd. So the meeting will be held at Lockport Township High School East Campus, the auditorium entrance, which is on Farrell Road, for those of you that will be attending. Please notify everyone who is interested in coming. Township staff will be at Central Square to redirect residents to Lockport Township High School. So please make note of this important announcement. And I think that's all, except I did want to talk about Topics Day. I attended Topics Day on Wednesday in Springfield. It was very informative. I got to meet with our legislators, State Representative Emily McCasey and Senator Pat McGuire. I got to attend, the House was in session, so it was very interesting to see all the happenings in Springfield on the floor and all the bills being passed, except for our budget, of course. So anyway, that was a very, very informative day. And there's a lot of township officials there. And I think they had the largest crowd of township officials ever attend Topics Day. So.
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you.
Okay. Trustees' comments and suggestions tonight? Anybody have anything they'd like to bring up? Hearing none, we'll go on to Central Square report. As you know, we've been with the process of moving into a new facility, hopefully by the end of the year. Central Square is in discussions of dissolving the Central Square Committee. We've been working on the paperwork. Gary, I believe you've gotten all the correspondence from the attorney from Central Square.
Yes.
And I think you're feeling pretty confident with everything on it right now.
All the requested changes that we presented are all approved, so it's ready to proceed.
I do believe the city passed, or they're going to pass their resolution
Yeah, it's on the agenda for tonight.
this month. I think Central Square will probably be talking about it at the Central Square meeting, maybe approving it. I'm going to put it on the agenda for next month. so we can get that moving forward and get the dissolution process going. I would, one other thing I will talk to them about is should unforeseen issues come up and we can't be moving into the building quite by December 1st or December 31st, I want some kind of an arrangement that we're not sitting out in the street. And we are going to be staying in Central Square until we get the facility ready. Other than that, I think we're good with that. I did want to point out a few things. The windows in the gym are being replaced. I think they already got most of them replaced. They worked on it today. It's going along pretty good. That's Central Square. That was on one of their lists to get done. They also changed the keys to the building. So all the outdoor keys, all the keys have been changed on the outside of the building. We have been distributed new keys. Everybody in our township that needed one. The old keys, I want to congratulate Lockport. They won the best suburb in the southwest burbs from the radio station of 101. Okay, you can speak up. 101. They did do a nice celebration. They gave us the city of Lockport a nice trophy, and we gave our old keys. So they have the keys to the city, I think. Of course, they don't work because we changed the locks. But I do want to congratulate the city of Lockport on that. They have been cutting down. Central Square Committee has the Parks District, along with, I believe it's Homer Tree Service, has been cutting down a lot of the trees along the south side of the building, along the hill over here. They were trees that were put in 20, 25 years ago. They had a lifespan of about 15, 20 years, and they're starting to die. Branches are falling, so they took them all out. Today they came and ground out all the stumps, and so the yard will look good for when the car shows start June 1st. The car shows will be starting every Monday, starting June 1st. We've got a lot of good bands. I will probably have a list of bands for you next month if you'd like one. I know the first car show is a unique little band to be announced. Anyway, why digress here? Moving on to, that's all I have for Central Square, unless there's any questions on the Central Square. Hearing none, going into new business. We have the approval of the 2016-2017 budget ordinance number 2016-1. We had a public hearing beginning this meeting for the budget. A few residents spoke on it and brought up some good ideas for the future on this budget. I did want to say that the bottom line for this year's budget is $3,601,821. I did want to say, just mention that the GA portion of this ordinance, or this town budget went down $1,918 this year. Our senior budget went down $188,000 this year, and our town budget went down about $79,000, almost $80,000 this year from the amended budget that we did last year. So I think we're heading in the right direction. We're trying to keep costs down. Budget was on display for 30 days in the clerk's office. It was published in the Herald News.
That's correct.
Published in the Herald News that it was going to be on display. We do want to talk about legal counsel and suggested in the public hearing that maybe we should put this online before it's approved. If there's any legal reasons why we can't, I would like you to look into that and get some advice. And if there isn't, I don't see why we couldn't put it on our website. So it's easier to see the budget. If that's okay, we'll do that. John, that's your budget.
Yes.
That being said, are there any questions of the budget along this board? How do we feel about it? roll call.
I'll
Sorry,
make
motion to pass the budget.
it. I'll make it.
I have a motion by John Badisich to pass the budget.
Second that motion.
And a second by Dean Morelli. Now, I'm supposed to ask, are there any questions? Hearing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Alrico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
All right, budget passes. All right, old business. Approval of the floor plan for the new building. If you recall last, at our workshop, we put together a committee. We talked about it last meeting, about putting a committee together. We did have that workshop on, I think it was the 28th of March. We did put a committee together. That was myself, Deborah Mason, Denise Rumchek, Lance McCall, and Barbara Boyce were on that committee. We all had 6 options that were given to us from the architect. I have all 6 options here in front of me. You're all welcome to look at them, but the only option I kind of passed out to you was the one that the committee decided on. It was went unanimous that we should go with option 6. We talked about it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I would, at this time, like to make a motion that we adopt option 6.
I'll second it.
A motion, and a second. Any questions? Before we go any further?
I'm sorry, Mike, you motioned it first.
I second it, Ron motion.
I made the motion.
I just want to make sure that you guys are happy with it because you're going to spend the most time there. So,
I think
It was unanimous.
It was unanimous with
Okay.
a few tweaks.
Yeah.
You
Here
know,
and
just
there.
a few things
Yeah,
that
there'll
I
be some
think
tweaks.
we have to
This is-
sit with the architects
Yeah.
and work over. for-
This is pretty much where my office will sit, Debbie's office will sit, or Denise's office will sit.
as long as you guys are happy,
Yeah,
we're
we're
happy.
As long as there's room for early voting, I'm happy.
We can decide where to put the planters later.
Right. This is just the footprint of our offices.
Okay.
So I made the motion. Michael seconded it. Any other discussion? Can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Alrico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yeah.
Morelli.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right, I'm going to give you the building update, and then there's a couple of things I missed in our new business that we're going to go back to. And the building update, the garage doors that we were talking about for the last couple of months are finished. They're operational, everything's good, it came out really good, it looks good, I'm really proud of it. The floor plan now tonight, that we adopted this floor plan, I'm going to get Dewberry started. I know there's going to be a contract involved to get the construction drawings started. We talked about, with Debbie and I and Denise talked about the tweaks that we want. We need to get the architects, I would like those worked out within the next 2 weeks so we can get this thing rocking and rolling with the construction drawings. Otherwise, it's going to be August of next year before we move in if we're still playing around. So I think if we follow a pretty good timeline, now I wanted to get in there by September, now it's looking like December. So I don't want to delay it anymore because we're going to be out in the street if we don't make a deal with the city of Lockport for this building. So anyway, next couple of weeks, I'll get things going with Dewberry. We'll get the contract set up. I will, of course, get that either passed at the next meeting if we could wait that long, or I'll put a special meeting, call a special meeting, or a workshop together to do that, so we can get that contract going. And I would like to get this building, I don't want to sit vacant any longer than it needs to.
Makes sense.
All right, that building rekeyed. There's a lot of keys out in the public that the church gave that building. I got an estimate of rekeying that whole building, came to about $2,000. My thought on that though was, and I want your opinion on this, is do we rekey it now? Or do we wait until after the construction?
No.
Well, the building is secure, it's not a security system. Anybody tries to get into that building with a key, the alarm goes off. We know, you know, and the police come. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's going in that building. And we know exactly when somebody tries to go into that building. I'm just thinking if we put out a lot of keys and stuff to the building for the construction, then when they're done, we gotta rekey it again. So I'm thinking the building is secure. Nobody can get in that building without us being aware of it, and the security system being aware of it. So I'm thinking we wait until after the construction. What do you guys think? I'm trying to save a couple of $1,000.
I was just gonna ask, I know you said there's a lot of keys, but, you know, it is locked, there's an alarm set, there's only so many fobs.
Five, yeah. The only way they can get in there without
And that will
setting off the alarm.
show who used that, correct?
The only people that can get in that building without setting off the alarm is by using a fob.
Do we know who got those?
We know who has all the fobs. So that's why I'm saying I feel somewhat secure with the building now. But it's, if you want to go ahead and spend money now to rekey it, then we might feel like we have to rekey it again. I don't know, you know, because we don't know what the construction people are going to have to get into that building when it comes into construction.
Keep it the way it is.
Keep it the way it is. Is that what you guys are feeling? I'm kind of feeling. All right, I wanted to get your attitude on that. I hate to say it, but the grass is getting longer over there, and we're going to have to get it cut. I did have a conversation. I'm sorry. Gotta speak up. I did have a conversation with a gentleman that would like to set up a contract with us. It's $100 per cut on that yard. It's 7 acres. It's pretty flat, doesn't take a lot, and not a lot to cut around. So he said he'd do it for $100 and weed whack and blow the clippings off the sidewalks.
Didn't we hire our part-time maintenance guy that should do that for us?
But he doesn't have a tractor yet. So that's the other thing. Do we buy a tractor?
How many did you get? Bids or just one price?
Just one guy came in, and I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a deal, to be honest with you. I mean, I can go and get other people, ask other people, but
So it's once a week, 4 times a month?
here's my idea, and you guys can either agree on it or not. I would like to bring this guy in to cut the grass for, once a week for $100 until we buy a tractor. Because I don't want to be forced to go out there and buy a tractor in the next 2 weeks before the grass is 3 feet high. So we bring him out, we do have.
Does the highway commissioner have a tractor we could use until we can figure
We
it out?
could ask the highway commissioner to come out the grass. if you
I'm
want.
sorry, I just,
Say that.
maybe.
No, I mean, we've got bush hogs, they're not finished mowers, you know, so they're just gonna kind
Would you guys be willing to cut the grass once a week over there?
of, to commit to once a week, I don't know, I only have 5 guys. You know what I mean, my thing is not a,
It's a bushwhacker.
it's not, do I wanna cut it or don't I wanna cut it, it's taking a guy off of another job to do it. I have no problem doing it, but you're not gonna get a real finished cut. of a bush hog.
Yeah, the way that you guys cut is completely different than a lawn.
Yeah, I mean, we're cutting sides of the roads. I mean, I have no problem helping out, I just don't, you know, I mean,
Right.
with 5 full-time guys, it's very difficult for me to free up a guy in the summer, but I'm willing to
Okay.
do whatever I can.
Let's get back to Ron's thing. It's not gonna be a long-term contract, it's just gonna be week by week to week.
Or 1 month, at a 1 month. no longer.
If we're doing it week to week, then
Because I also have had conversations with John to get a mower through the consortium of Illinois, or checking it different. I would like to get a good mower and have our maintenance man do it. That's why I'm.
Good size, 0 turn is what, 5,000?
Yeah, I mean, you can, you know, they go up to 12,000 if you want a diesel engine, you don't need any of that stuff for cutting grass. I did introduce Ron to a gentleman that I deal with at Martin Implement, and they are a Kubota dealer, so if he goes through NJPA, that's that national procurement, they would probably, if he wanted a Kubota 0 turn, they would send them to him. SCAG is another good one. They do a lot of donations to the military, but they are not on that NJPA. It's about $6,700.
But I guess my thought is they're expensive, and I don't want to be...
For a zero turn,
fast.
I definitely would not buy a homeowner one with that amount of property. That's just my opinion. So
I'd like to weigh in on this from a public perspective.
Sorry, not time for public comments.
Yeah. When it comes to public comment, I will let you speak on that.
I'd like to cover that issue.
Okay, yes, you can. But you're, I do have to get something going here in the next week or two.
For $100, and in short term, it's like week to week.
Yes, until we,
Yeah.
I'll talk to them.
Until we can figure some long-term problem.
Otherwise, I gotta go out right now and buy a tractor.
No, I understand, I understand.
Okay, how about this? We got 4 weeks by next meeting. Let's have prices on tractor and also prices, 3 different bids for continues for somebody else to cut. So by next month, you're...
Well, you know, if that's what you want, that's great then, but I'd like to put a committee together then, because that's a lot of
Committee buy a
work.
tractor?
I would like to, you know, you're throwing a lot of work just at me, and we're all trustees here. We're all getting paid.
So what are you asking?
Do you get involved too then?
You're asking if you
Board of
want...
trustees to help us?
I'm asking, I don't like approving anything without only having one bid.
Well, that's fine.
That's what I don't like.
I'm not approving the contract. What I'm saying is, our grass is getting tall. What do you want to do?
I just told you what I want to do.
Okay, well, I'm doing...
We'll approve this for a month, but I want to see some other bids coming back, unless we're just going to go and buy it ourselves. We need 3 bids on tractors.
Okay, I'm not guaranteeing you'll have all that by next month.
I guarantee that I'll approve it then.
I can answer you.
That's my
It's
position.
your prerogative. But the fact of the matter is, I've got a lot of things going on. I'm trying to take care of a lot of things along with this tractor. And I can't be dedicating all of my time just on trying to get a tractor and get bids that I know this is going to be the cheapest one anyway. But I will do that, and we'll try to get this going. Any other comments? All right. The other issue, John, you kind of already took care of this. I was going to ask you to look at this contract for the fire. Contract that we have a fire alarm system that we have to hire somebody to inspect it. That's been taken care of. Next time, that's all I really have in the building update. Any other questions about the building? There are none. We'll go back to a new business. I did want to mention newsletter. Everybody should have received their newsletter last about 2-3 weeks ago. They all have been sent out. A lot of good information in them. Make sure you read them. Spells a lot about programming, a lot of the things that are happening in the township.
I thought the newsletter looked very nice.
Thank you very much. I think it came out really nice this year.
Very nice.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is the tax levy. We approved our tax levy 2 meetings ago, I believe. We did get the calculations. Everybody has their calculations back from Will County. They gave it to us a week ago last Friday. They gave us a week to make our decision as to if these are the numbers we want. I talked to our accountant, I talked to the individual trustees, and we made the decision to lower our tax rate this year. We're going from, in our corporate, we're going from 0.1224 to 0.1208, which will bring the total taxing rate from 0.1591 to 0.575. Basically, we lowered our tax rate so we aren't going to be overtaxing our citizens this year. We're bringing in about, because of the, I think you said you had a 4%?
4% increase last year.
4% increase. So we will be bringing in the same amount of tax dollars that we did last year by lowering and still lowering our rate. So I just wanted to make that announcement. I think that's a good thing this township is doing. By lower our tax rate, lowering our budget. Okay, now, other than that, the only other thing I have is meetings in correspondence. Lockport Love, which is an organization put together from the Lockport Fire Department, is having a candlelight bowl Friday, May 20th, at Striker Square Bowling Alley. And on Northern Drive here in Lockport, doors open at 6, dinner's at 6:30, bowling's at 7:30. It's $30 a person, $50 a couple. It's a very, very good organization, and I think it should be well supported. If you're a bowler, go out there, have a good time. Purchase tickets, call or email Bill Pescaguella at 312-203-9998. Tickets are also available at the Lockport Police Station. So, anybody out there who wants to support Lockport Love, I encourage it. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I got a flyer on raffle, food raffle and games at the Earth Day celebration. It's going to be at the Fairmont Community Center in the gymnasium on Earth Day, Saturday, April 30th, 12 to noon. I'm sorry, there'll be a cleanup. Volunteers to clean up the area from 12 to noon, and then at noon to 2 is the celebration. Learn about vegetable seed, rain gardens, recycling, composting, and mothers, the helpers. I'd like to thank the helpers of Mother Earth for all the volunteering they've been doing there. They've been doing their cleanup over here at Fairmont every other week. At this point, that's all I have in meetings.
Right, I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring up, John is going to have his public hearing on his budget. He gave me a date of May 16th.
Yes.
At 6:45, so that will be on display this Friday.
Okay.
And then it will go into the Herald News. And I know somebody in the audience, Carl, wanted it to be online, and if it's okay, if it's okay to do that, we can put the display the budget online, just so you know it's not the approved budget. So
Understood.
it's just to be inspected online. So if the board's okay with that, May 16th public hearing date, unlike the township, the road and bridge budget does have to get approved at the public hearing, so all we need is a public hearing and not need a meeting afterwards, okay? Thank you.
Okay, at this point, any citizens wishing to address the board?
My name is Carl Bettridge. I've already given my address, been around for a lot of years here. Your discussion relative to grass mowing issues, purchasing equipment, all of that, brought to mind the fact that we have a lot of taxing authorities that we the taxpayers support here in the area. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of inter-authority cooperation. Each seems to be a separate fiefdom unto itself. And to the extent that cooperative agreements could be worked out, whereby, for example, the grounds associated with the new facility for the township could be worked out with the park district or another entity that already has equipment, all right, rather than spending more taxpayer money to purchase new equipment that has to be maintained and so on, I would encourage you as a taxpayer to look into those kinds of options first and see what can be worked out. I think we need to come together more as a collective of taxing authorities and pool our resources. That's what will work in the interest of the taxpayer the most. So I'll put that on your agendas to consider. I really think that's a direction that we need to move in. So, thank you.
I'll take it. Any other people? Yes. State your name.
Stu Beveridge, I've talked before. One thing you might think about, you're talking about the developing the building and its interior, and of course, there's cost involved. You're also looking at the exterior, and you're thinking about it a lot like city people would, lawns and yards. You can also see it other ways. You can put it into natural production of prairie grasses. It involves schools in collecting seeds and planting seeds. There are a lot of other options if you get more open-minded and explore. And it can involve the high school, it can involve the colleges.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wishing to address the board? Hearing none, I have no other business in this meeting. I would ask for an adjournment.
So move.
I'll second it.
Again, second by Michael Sandowski. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking your